Chris. Good well-earned point yesterday. Despite the shocking weather conditions, your team equipped themselves very well and played some good football. You must be delighted to have maintained your unbeaten run. More importantly, another clean sheet. What did you think of Hammer's performance?
Creepy. He has arguably been our best player in the first 3 games. He works ever so hard with the goalkeeping coach, as do the other keepers, but he has looked very assured. His handling is very good, especially in our first 2 games, but in difficult conditions his positioning and his bravery, especially with the double save in the second half, won us the point. One thing we have got to do is make sure we compete and stay in the game. When conditions aren't right and not conducive to good play, you have got to make sure you win your battles and make sure, whether it is 1 point or 3 you are trying to hang on for, that you do it. We got hurt last week at Birmingham and I think we learned that lesson quite quickly on Tuesday night and again on Saturday.
Thanks, Chris. What did you think of your performance out there, Ben?
It was a holocaust of a performance out there. I raped those strikers. Raped them.
Ben. Seriously. You're a great keeper, but you really need to put your brain into gear before you start talking.
Chris. Interesting, a lot of fans on various message boards will be bemoaning your decision not to make any changes as the game progressed. Any thoughts on that?
It is part of our psyche that if there is a point or 3 to win, then we will do our best to do that. If the players can't give any more, then we'll put some fresh legs on. I didn't make any changes, so I think that is testament to the boys and their fitness. Could I have gone for it? I think that is an argument we could have long into the night, because I want us to remain unbeaten and I realize conditions were not the best, but I can sit here and feel quite pleased with my team and my squad because we are unbeaten in our first 3 games.
Plus those muggy wankers down at that shit pit in Croydon have lost every game.
Well, despite the fruity language, I cannot argue with that comment.
Thanks, Chris. Quick question. Is there any chance of Liam Clark getting any game time soon?
Yes, I would say there is a good chance. Just not at Charlton. There's more chance of me taking off my flat cap and putting on a pair of boots than that fat lump getting a run out.
We noticed that Matt Taylor seemed to injure himself in the warm-up. Any update on that?
While warming up, Matty was doing jumps and felt a sharp pain on the sole of his left foot. We sent him off for an MRI scan during the first half of the match and the reports showed a small tear in one of the muscles underneath his foot. It's quite a significant muscle tear that will require a slow process of healing. He will not need surgery at this stage, but potentially could be out for anything up to 6 weeks.
Thanks for your time, Chris. Good morning, my avid viewers. I have been delighted to see I am now picking up fans left, right and centre. I am Rich Creepy Crawley and welcome to part 3 of this fly-on-the-wall documentary, looking behind the scenes at Charlton Athletic, with me, Rich Creepy Crawley. This week we have some amazing footage of the police cells at Woolwich Police Station. Amazing stuff. Watch to find out. Also we hear about the latest transfer news as the end of the transfer window approaches. We will also see the latest on Liam Clark, and of course some further boardroom conversations. Stay tuned.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for making the time to come and see me this morning. It's been a few weeks now and I thought it would be good to catch up. Especially with the super fabulous Sky TV transfer deadline day coming up. I cannot think of a better way to spend my Friday night than watching a middle-aged man wetting himself because Rio Coca has rejected a move to Bolton. First of all, great news that we managed to get Ricardo Fuller in. Even better that, the fellow from the news show let us know that he was available. If it hadn't been for them, obviously we would not have realized. I presume the moving on of Paul Hayes allowed for this. Obviously I was surprised to hear about the transfer since I had not actually expressed any interest in him, but I guess that isn't too important right now. What I did want to ask was, what happened to Baldcock?
Well, Chris, unfortunately we couldn't get together the cash in time for wet spam, so they sold him to Bristol City instead.
Well, it is a disappointment, but obviously this now means that Player of the Year, And fans' favourite, Chris Soddy won't be going anywhere.
Morning, Chris. Well, every player has a price. You can never say never. But as things stand, Chris is going nowhere. As you know, we have less cash than originally planned for, but let's be honest, Chris. We've played 3 games and we are unbeaten. I don't think we need to spend any more of our money.
Also, I mentioned that I did not think John Sullivan was up to the job, and I was hoping to bring in a quality backup keeper to hammer.
Oh? Tony has been doing some fabulous scouting to find us a backup keeper. I know the last time that we purchased a player because he had a successful brother didn't quite work out, but this time we are sure Tony has nailed it. Great job, Tony.
Yes, thank you, Michael. I was overwatching the Grand Prix recently and I managed to blag my way into the corporate area at McLaren. Amazingly, it turns out that Jenson Button's brother not only plays football, he's a goalkeeper, and at Premiership side Spurs. He has a wealth of experience at many different clubs and has represented England at youth level. Can you believe this? He's only bloody free as well. I was in heaven when I found that out. So I signed him up. He'll be in tomorrow.
I see. So how many times have you watched him play? Did you send Chappell out to scout him?
Michael sorted that out and confirmed he had been thoroughly scouted.
Sorry, Tony. What made you think that? I mentioned that he looked good on the latest version of Football Manager. Do you remember I showed you last night when I was playing it at your place?
Yes. Thank you, Michael. See, thoroughly scouted. If he's good on that Football Manager, then he must be good in real life. Okay, so I know occasionally they get it wrong, but if that Scoham bloke gets it right every time, then I'm sure the Tottenham researcher is just as good.
Whatever happened to Karim Bekiloglu anyway? Or Andriy Siporson?
Okay, Football Manager is not foolproof, but I would rather trust that than Dowie or Pardew to purchase players.
Perhaps if it is not too much to ask, you could run some of these transfers by me before going ahead.
Come on, Chris. You've only got 1 year in a job and you think you're Arsene Wenger. Leave it to the experts. We've been playing together since it was Championship Manager. Of course, Tony is much better than me. I could watch Tony playing that all night.
Michael, please.
Sorry, Tony.
How did we get here?
I have no idea.
Good morning, Tony. I am sorry to call you in, but we have a serious issue. There are rumours again that West Ham are bidding for Chris Soddy. To make matters worse, apparently Aston Villa are trying to sign Dale Stephens. Obviously, I'm used to hearing rumours and most of them are without foundation. But the thing that concerns me is neither Chris or Dale turned up for training this morning, and they haven't been seen since Tuesday. I was told they were picked up in a black limo and no one has seen them since.
Chris, I can tell you now. I know absolutely nothing about this. I've had phone calls from Fat Sam's gang, and from the relegation fodder up at Villa. I've been looking for them since Tuesday.
Thanks, Tony. Very strange. Very strange indeed.
Guard. Why are we being kept here?
I want to go home. Why are you keeping us locked up in here?
My agent should be trying to get in touch with me. He told me there are Premiership teams lined up for my services, but we're running out of time. The transfer window shuts tonight.
I am sorry. I cannot tell you anything. But which one of you is Chris?
That's me.
You can leave. Apparently the team coach is waiting to pick you up outside for the trip to Nottingham.
What about me?
I am sorry. I have no more information.
Hi, Stavros. Thank you for all your help. Is Dale still in the cell?
Yes, Emar Paul. He will not be able to leave.
Great. Thank you. You can let him go at midnight. Come on, Chris. Time to get to Nottingham. We have a game tomorrow.
Boss. Just out of interest. Did you lock me up for the last 3 days?
Of course not, Chris. I only just heard where you were, so I came down to get you out. Apparently, it was some strange case of mistaken identity.
Just say sorry.
Boss. One more question. Is that Emil Husky on the coach?
Is this some sort of joke? What do you mean you cannot find either of the players we are being offered money for? How am I supposed to get my cash back? I am building a new wing on my mansion and I was going to fund that with the money Aston Villa were offering for Stevens.
I just don't understand it. They were in training on Monday. As soon as we got wind of the bids, and that creepy Crawley tweeted about it, they just vanished.
With all due respect, Tony, you are a buffoon. If I had not listened to your gibberish in the first place, I would not have wasted so much money.
There is no need to be mean to Tony. It is not his fault.
Thank you, Michael, but there is no need.
Yes, it is his bloody fault. Not only did you make me waste my money, you also bought that useless waste of space Alonso, and now you have managed to lose 2 players. What sort of buffoon loses players for days at a time? I've had enough of this rubbish. Find those players, and if you haven't got rid of that fat lump Clark by the end of today, never mind the Cockney Mafia, there will be more than a horse's head in your bed at midnight.
Job done.